Welcome to the R video tutorial on Splines Part 7. Yes, we're up to Part 7, and this time we're going to build the design matrix. Last time we made a regression function. We saw how the X matrix fits into it, and what we want to do is build this so that we have our knots in it. So we're going to start off the same way we did last time, so I'm going to call this xmat1. I'm going to make it repeat once because I need a column of ones, and it's going to be the number of rows or the length in our data set x1, because x1 is our x values. All right, once I have this, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep adding to this. So let's see, we had cbind, and then we're going to take xmat1, and then we're going to add on x1 to it. And this is identical as before, and then we're going to do this again, but now we're going to start putting in the knots that we had from our function before. So this was, let's see, what was that? X not 1. Yes, that was our function. And we had to put in x1, and we had to put in where the knot was. And let's see, where did I put the knot the last time? It looks to be around maybe 12 or 10. Let's put it at 10 right now. We'll say there was another at 20. And this is easy to add in because all I need to do is just keep copying and pasting this. And then I can put in here 20. Paste it again, put in here what I picked before, it was 40, paste it again, and I think there was a 75, and there was, I think, something around 100. So I can just put this in, and notice this is shorter than before. So this will put it all together. Then I can use my reg function that I made. So reg1 here will just take into account ry1, which is our outcome, and xmat1. And then when I run this, all of this together, I should get a number out here. And see, now we have all of the coefficients like we did before, except now we can use them. We can keep going with them. This allows us to keep going with this and be able to put these on our individual spline plots. All right, now that we have this, notice we could probably automate this. Okay, so that's what I'm going to jump and do now. Real quick, let's automate this. We're going to use a loop. So put a sign here, automate this, because it wasn't that hard to do. So I'm just going to take what I had here at the beginning, because this is the setup. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a variable called not1, and it's going to keep my knots in it. And there were 10, 20, 40, 75, and 100. These were the knots that I had in here. So what I could do is just do a little loop here. I in 1 to the length of knot 1. Okay. And what this will do, put a little space in here so you can all see this. What this is going to do is it will allow me to take xmat1, cbind it to itself, and then use my xnot1 function, put x1 in it, and then just put in here not1 element I. Okay, and what this is going to do is it's going to keep stacking these on. So if I looked at the top of my X matrix, so if I did xmat1, it's going to be a lot of zeros, but you get the picture of what this looks like. Well, this is going to make exactly the same thing, but it does it in an automated way, and all I needed to do was specify the knots. So if I did this, then I'll get exactly the same answer back. And I can still plug this into my regression function. Okay, so what was it? Reg1, y1, xmat1, and this will give us our same coefficients back. So this is already set up here to make this a function. So what I can do is turn this into a function where all I have to do is drop in x1 and then drop in my knots, and it will build everything out for me. So why don't we do that? So we're going to call this x not function. Okay, 1, in case we have another one later. So it'll be a function. We're going to dump into this thing x1 and not 1. And what it's going to do is we are just going to simply copy and paste what we have right here. We don't really need to do anything else. I don't need to put in here not 1 because not 1 is going to be passed in. So if I do this, pop that in there, take this, put this in here, you'll see the beauty of this here in just a second. So we're going to return xmat1. Okay, so what this is going to allow us to do is just plug in everything at once, and it will just build it for us. Okay, so this is going to return xmat1. This is exactly the same as above. All I did was put it in a function. And we built our function, so now we can do like xmat2, and we'll use our function x not function 1, and then we're going to put in x1 and our not 1. And we've already defined not 1 up here, so it should give us back exactly what we're looking for in a very automated way, which means we can take it to the next step and have it fit everything automatically as well. But that's sort of the next step. And that's what we're going to do in the next video. But notice how we've used loops here in order to build this thing up. Now, ultimately, what we'll be able to do is pass any size vector of knots through, and it'll just do it automatically. And that's what our goal is. So we'll put here, this is our test it out. If I can find it, test it out. And it works. So now that we've gone here, we can run on to our next video.